Hola, hello. This is gonna be a different kind of video, just to let you guys know right now. Um, as the title says, I quit my acting career before it began. It's very true. I quit my acting career before it even began, and it's because I was in Yellowface and other faces, you know? I am a Mexican American individual, and when I was 18 to 19, I was partially kind of on my own, living on my own for my own choice. But I was still acting. I was acting on stage in musical theater productions. The first time I realized that maybe acting was going to be problematic was when I was cast as Prince Chulalongkorn in The King and I. And at first it was a tremendous honor. It was hyped up. It was hyped up to be something. The King and I is a problematic little play in itself that isn't exactly historically accurate to the true events of Thailand. But that's another story for another video. Someone else can do that. I'm trying to talk specifically on how I felt as an actor and how this was hyped up to me to be something grand. And it is problematic. I was 19, and there were, we were practicing colorblind casting, of course. Casting color, and that's it's not in the traditional sense, it's just giving the roles to people who are talented, so that's how that was presented. But my first real experience with that, and it's even documented here on the YouTube channel, of when I was in that play. And the person who was cast to play the king, my father in the play, the person who was cast as the king was African American. So not only was I in Yellowface, with the eyes, the eye makeup, I had a spray tan. Had a very obvious dark spray tan because it was not only Yellowface, but a little bit of Blackface too. And I'm not exactly proud of that at all. It was my idea to do that, but the fact that I was allowed to do that is problematic. I should have been told, maybe this isn't a good idea. Are you sure you want to do this? And I did it because it was part of the job. It was part of what I had to do. And there's a video on the YouTube called Tie-Dye Enlightenment. In this YouTube channel that you're watching right now, there's a video called Tie-Dye Enlightenment. And in that, before the events of that video, I was stopped by police because I was dark, wearing a big coat. I looked suspicious. And I took this the wrong way as me kind of growing as an actor and taking on different roles, Oh, I'm experiencing the person of color experience because I got stopped by bicycle cops. No. No. That's not how that should go. And I didn't I didn't take it as a sign that maybe I was doing the wrong thing. It wasn't until the play after The King and I that I realized this is problematic. I have to stop. I have to stop this. And it was when I was cast as a Chinese role in Anything Goes. And this was kind of like a dual role. So it was me and another Asian American. I think he was Cambodian. But we were both very aware that these roles were not, unlike Prince Chulalongkorn, which has a lot of singing roles and a lot of good moments acting wise. These roles, no such thing. They were of their time. Anything Goes was a show written in the 1920s, and it shows, because these were stereotypes. I was playing a walking minstrel of an Asian person, and it wasn't right. It was so bad that when my scene partner forgot his lines, I stole his lines, and then he stole mine, and we did the scene normal, just as is, but with each other's lines. We were so interchangeable as characters that was able to happen without a blink, without a notice from anyone. And I think that's when I realized I need to stop doing this. Otherwise, this is all I'm going to be known for, because I'm short and I'm Latin American enough to look like other things. I'm racially ambiguous enough to look like anything according to these directors. And I had to think. I had to say to myself, like, is this my value in the acting space? Is this all I'm going to be good for in the acting space? And I said, no, I can't devalue myself and entire communities like this. What's going to happen when they have me play a role that really should belong to an Asian American, like Prince Chulalongkorn and King and I? That role should belong to Asian Americans that are playing it, or people of Asian descent, because that is a real story based on true events. Anything Goes was fiction, yeah, but it's fiction to the point where I was doing the Chinese cakewalk, for Christ's sake, I had to think, like, is this what I'm going to be known for? Is this what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life? I'm 31 now, and I don't regret quitting acting. I don't regret that. I don't regret that at all. Many people have asked me to go back into acting, into musical theater, into serious acting, and I just said no, not after that. Not after all this. I quit. I could have kept going, but it would have been to the detriment of other people, and I just couldn't allow that. I do these little skits on this YouTube channel, but I do that for me. I don't do that, maliciously. You know what I mean? It's been taking years to really cope with what I did and how to put it into words to explain to people why I don't do professional acting. I'll never do professional acting like that unless it's a good reason. Aside from that, I was also given a lot of roles that were stereotypical for my own race. For being Mexican American, I played a thug. I played servants. I had to stop and think to myself, like, am I the joke? I am the walking, living joke to these people, and I had to value myself higher than that. I had to value myself way higher than that, and respect myself in a way that others didn't. Because no one else, no, I'm going to tell you this right now. No one is going to fucking respect you unless you respect yourself. And yeah, I I couldn't do that anymore. I quit professional acting a long time ago, and obviously with the downfall of Hollywood as it is, I think it was the right call. When I was 19 and in my early 20s going into acting, I was on the internet with the YouTube channel. YouTube itself and the internet has completely dismantled Hollywood in a way I've never seen before. And as someone who's from California, it's been a long time coming, you know. We're at this age where we can make our own content, you know, where the gatekeepers from before, the people that have the cameras, they're us now. I have a camera. I could tell you my story straight up. And that's why I think a lot of forms of entertainment are becoming passé and old, and they're no longer relevant, because we're in a new age where we can tell our own stories as people of color, and even as, you know, light-skinned individuals. You know, you could tell your story. I mean, obviously you guys do. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have these crazy streamers. But yeah, no, it's taken a lot to really admit all of this on camera, but I quit professional acting a long time ago because I was put in situations where it was be a stereotype or don't be hired at all. And I'm more than that. I've been more than that for years. And you are too. You know, if you see a company doing a production of Smokey Joe's Cafe and nobody's black, then that should be a red flag. You know, that's a form of erasure of a community, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to be responsible for Asian erasure or even black erasure. So I quit not only acting, but after a certain point at, I don't know, around 2016 or so, I quit being backstage in theater in general. I used to make a lot of money working backstage, making props and sets and being a stage manager, all that shit. But if this was the business, if the business was dehumanizing people constantly, I didn't want to be a part of it. I love humanity and I love people so much, and I didn't want to be responsible for harm to any community. So I can't apologize for shit I did years ago. But what I could do was stop what I was doing in my tracks and continue on a new path, which is exactly what I'm still doing. I stopped on my tracks with harmful representation, and I'm just trying to make something that I can be proud of, you know, that my family can be proud of, you know. When I'm out of state and I'm away from my family, I make the content here on this channel, so maybe one day they will get to know me, the real me, you know, and not just the hello, how are you doing pleasantries that we usually do. So, yeah. There's no edit to this video. There's no jump cuts. This is just a straight up conversation, you know. I allowed myself to be in Yellowface, and we dabbled a little bit with a spray tan and that was me, the closest I ever gone to Blackface, was being spray tan to look like a fellow African American actor, and that was wrong, very fucking wrong. And the history behind that is atrocious, absolutely atrocious. And it's a long ingrained history in our culture, and that reflects in our art. And I didn't want to reflect that in our art anymore. I don't want to reflect that in my art at all. Are you kidding? You know, it comes off as a great opportunity. It does. They'll make it seem like it's the most wonderful thing since sliced bread. But in the back of my mind, I knew that Prince Chulalongkorn is a role that belongs to Asian people of Asian descent, Asian Americans, or even, globally, anyone of Asian descent. Those roles are part of history, And the King and I may not be accurate, okay, but at least it tried. It for its time. I mean, for the 50s and 60s, it tried, But, I think with roles that are... The difference between that and the anything goes roles is that was a stereotype. The roles in anything goes were complete buffoon, clown stereotypes, I wasn't going to go into Hollywood being a walking minstrel for people. I fucking refuse. And neither should you. You should be true to who you are and yourself. And it's not about your skill as an actor. And it's not about that because it's like, oh, well, you're just not a skilled actor because you refuse to play this person or that person. And no. My skills as an actor have nothing to do with the roles that were given and the people deciding what I was going to do, which is usually up to a creative team. It's usually up to directors, and it's usually up to even producers sometimes. So I wasn't going to be at the mercy of anybody anymore when I was 19. And then later on, in 2016, I just quit the business altogether. It's a damn shame. There's a lot of beautiful things about the entertainment industry, but that wasn't one of them. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video. I mean, just a lot about learning. Just learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself and learn to respect the people around you, the people in your community, There were people in my community that could have taken those roles instead of putting me in fucking Cleopatra eye makeup. There were better ways to do that. And I refuse to believe that I was the best option. Oh, because you got lungs, you could sing. Oh, no one could have sounded like you playing that. No. There could have. There could have been definitely someone else doing those roles. At the same time, I think erasure of those roles is also problematic. If they did Anything Goes but took away those two Asian characters, that's erasure. They were there. They were a part of the story since the 1920s. So it's a very complicated situation. I don't have all the answers. The answer I chose was to stop. And I'm not ashamed of that. I never have been. And the people that keep asking me to do roles know this too. Because I've said no every single time. Alright. This video is getting long enough. I love you guys. You guys take care. Love yourselves. And don't let anyone push you around to do anything you don't want to do. Okay? Even if it seems like a good opportunity. It may hurt somebody else in the long run. Think about that. Okay? Have a good day.